everyone. I have just come on a few seconds early just to make sure that we are streaming everywhere. So ideally, I should be streaming on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and fingers crossed, LinkedIn. So if you are here, just pop your name in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. Excited to connect with you and talk about how to radiate confidence. So let's dive in. One of the first things that we hear often, especially as women, is that women are not as confident in our abilities as men. And research has proven that that is completely false. So ladies and men, we all have more confidence in our abilities than we actually may recognize, or the way the universe recognizes us. As well, there is this belief out there that women don't always aspire to leadership roles as much as men. And actually, recent research shows that 85% of women want to aspire, where only 73% of men want to aspire to leadership roles. So our abilities, our desires are not what's holding us back. The problem typically that as women that's holding us back more than men in self-promotion is this lack of self-belief in ourselves when we enter this room. The ability to radiate confidence without being seen as either too assertive or too nice. And there are all of these images and philosophies that come down. So today, we're going to talk about how to radiate with confidence, how to actually enter a room. And this doesn't mean necessarily it has to be the boardroom or it has to be a stage where you're presenting. It could just be the kitchen where you're having an intimate conversation with your partner. Or it could be just getting live on something like a Zoom meeting. Any place where you are interacting with others and you need to show up as your most confident self, that's what we're going to dive in today, in how to radiate confidence. And radiating is, how do you shine? How do you show up and be the most incredible version of yourself and able to share that with the people that you're connecting with? So while my focus and the stats I provide throughout my stuff are generally based on women, all of the activities that we are going to cover today are great for anybody who is a male, anybody who is part of the LGBTQ community. These tips, my friends, will all apply to you if you want to boost your confidence, if you want to feel incredible anytime you enter a room or connect with someone. So that is the goal today. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nancy Michelli. I am the founder of The Confident Feminine Woman. I'm a holistic life, career, and executive coach. As well, I'm a certified rapid transformational therapy practitioner, which is a mouthful and a fancy way of saying I utilize hypnosis to help uncover blocks with my clients. I am on a mission to empower 1,000 women in leadership roles to move their way up the corporate ladder. And this doesn't mean that you may necessarily be in a leadership role. This means that you are interested in stepping into leadership and moving your way up that journey. And here's the deal. When corporations have more diverse leadership teams, then they actually perform better. And so you as a woman, you as a member of the LGBTQ community, you as a member, as a man, as anybody of different cultural experience, it's really important that we have you step up. So you're going to get from me, and this is the difference between me and other coaches, is that I have spent 25 years in engineering and leadership roles in very male-dominated industries. And I actually love to work with men. I really enjoy it, and I am here to help anybody who's working in those environments be able to succeed better. And I'm going to take you through everything over, if you follow me, through what I have learned and has succeeded, and as well as all the failures and things that, trust me, I've made all the mistakes so that you don't have to. And when you step into this role, when you step up to being an incredible leader, to show up with confidence in the work you do, whether it be a mom or a dad, whether it be the CEO of your company, you want to flourish in life. So if this type of information is useful for you, then please click the subscribe button on YouTube, or like me in LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, so that I can share this with you on a regular basis in this weekly live stream that I'm doing. Now, wherever you're from, if you're here, post your name in the chat. Let me know where you're from. It's so much more fun if I get to interact with you and connect with you through this process. As well, post any comments or questions that you may have, and I will gladly work those in through the conversation and help you, because I am here to provide you the assistance and some of the knowledge that I wish I had earlier in my life and my career. So let's jump right in. How to radiate with confidence. How do you show up? And here's the deal. You are in the right place today. If you have ever walked into a room or received feedback that you came across as too aggressive, or maybe you have received feedback that you were just too nice. And, we don't kind of believe in that. Or maybe when you walk into a room, you prefer to take the seat at the very back and you're like, I'm just going to sit here and be quiet. Or there's something that holds you back from speaking up, sharing a thought, opinion, idea, or asking a question in the situation. If any of those things resonate with you and you want to be able to show up, maybe it's even you just want to be able to flirt with someone, then Radiate Confidence is really about how to do that. So I want to first start with a definition of what confidence is, based on the work of Nathaniel Branden, who is a Canadian psychotherapist. And he's written a lot of great books on self-esteem and confidence. And his definition is the one that I like the best. And it's our confidence in our ability to think, our confidence in our ability to cope with the basic challenges of life. And it's our right to be successful and happy, the feeling of being worthy, deserving, entitled to assert our needs and wants, to achieve our values, and to enjoy the fruits of our effort. So when you show up with confidence, you have the ability to ask for what you want. You have the ability to start to achieve the things that are valuable to you. You come in displaying your worthiness and that you are deserving and that you have a right to be successful and happy. So if those things relate to you, then we're going to dive a little bit further in. So in my program, when I work with clients, I have what I call the Mecca Formula. And the Mecca Formula really stands for M is motivate, what motivates and drives us in a confidence perspective. E is for elevate. And this is really our body, our posture. This is where we're going to spend a lot of our time today in conversation. C is captivate. So what is it that you say? How do you captivate others into your world so that you can create better influence, so you're able to negotiate, so that you are be able to have incredible conversations and people want to be around you. And then appreciate is a double-fold perspective, to be able to appreciate others who are within your boundary and appreciate yourself for your skills and your abilities. So if those sound good, today we're going to really focus on radiating. And this is going to be around a body language. And why do you want to radiate confidence when you come into a room? Because research shows that anywhere from 80 to 97%, I'm going to say that again, 97% of what others pick up from us and what comes across in our communication is based on body language. And we hear a lot of conversation about the mind and the mindset, but the reality is what we see and what we experience in our body and our body language really has a huge impact on how we are seen from a confidence perspective, from an ability for others to trust us. And as I dive in, you'll start to recognize how important understanding your body and utilizing your body will help you move forward. So, I'm going to take us through 5 strategies, and these are like my ABCs of the body language and how to gain and radiate more confidence when you walk into a room. So, let's begin with A. A stands for awareness. How often are you aware of what is going on? So, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is one of my mentors, says that thoughts are the language of the brain and emotions are the language of the body. And one of the key things that we're all aware of is that when we are stressed, when we are anxious, our body reacts to that. And so, what I want you to do, even right at the moment, even if you think, I feel good right at the moment, I want you just to take a moment and become aware of your body. How does your body feel? Does it feel relaxed? Is there any tightness, maybe in the back of your neck, in your jaw? What is it that's going on? Do you have a presentation or something? It's being aware. And so when we become aware of our body, when we become aware of the emotions that are happening, we are able to then go back to the brain and go, okay, what is causing that thought? But it's not that we're necessarily aware of our thoughts. We become aware of the physical presence that we have. The other part of awareness is really just paying attention to, how am I standing? How am I sitting? Am I relaxed? Am I upright? What is it? Becoming aware of our bodies, of how our bodies are presenting ourselves, how our bodies are relating to potential the anxiety or stress that's within us is really, really critical. Another key perspective on awareness, and this comes from Charles Tebbett, who's created these incredible thoughts called the rules of the mind. And in the world of hypnosis, we utilize these quite frequently. And that is that every thought or idea causes a physical reaction in our body. And so we may not even be aware because those thoughts can be in our subconscious, right? And we only have a small amount, our conscious mind, that holds it right at the front. So there could be like all of these thoughts going on in our subconscious mind that are actually radiating out of our body. So that's why you want to start with becoming aware of what the body is experiencing, what the body is emulating at the time. As well, another concept from Charles Tebbett is that an emotionally induced symptom tends to cause organic change if persisted long enough. So if your body is in stress situation, if every time you walk into a conference room and that is a stressful experience for you, your body and your subconscious are going to start to freeze. They're going to start to hold all of that in to the point where that becomes a natural reaction. And it's such a natural reaction. It's like tying your shoes. You don't even think about it anymore, but your body starts to react. So if emotionally, as you enter a room, as you start to work in different perspectives or different relationships cause you tension, your body is going to automatically react without you being aware of it. So these concepts that we need to always be aware of our mind are sometimes hard because it's in our subconscious. And so it's easier to become aware of our body. It's easy to become aware of what is going on in our body. So the first thing that I want you to do is think about, is there any stress? Is there any tension? Maybe it's excitement. Maybe you're so excited and you can feel all of that as awareness in your body when you enter the room, when you enter and you want to radiate confidence. And I want you to think about now, I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about when you see somebody who is confident, what is it that they look like? What is it that they resemble? How do they emulate in their body? What is it? Is it this relaxed? Is it maybe a smile on their face? Is it this calmness that comes out of them? What is it when you get to see somebody who is radiating confidence? So, awareness is that first perspective. Okay, so let's move on to B, which is breathing. So I love the work of Dr. Andrew Huberman, who is a neuroscientist at Stanford University. And he actually works with also another person who's a mentor for me, and that is David Spiegel, who is I think he's the head of Stanford's psychiatry department. He's a doctor of psychiatry, and he uses medically induced hypnosis and done a great deal of research. But breathing is a really, really powerful impact to help us radiate confidence and start to calm ourselves down. And so, what Dr. Huberman says in his work is that when we go into stress, right, our sympathetic nervous system, at I believe like 500ths of a second, starts to react. And this is why elevate and the body is really important, right? And so we need to consciously engage our parasympathetic nervous system. And one of the best ways that he describes to do this is actually through the art of breathing, because your diaphragm is very connected with the parasympathetic nervous system. And so some people will utilize exercise in different ways, but breathing is one of the easiest ways to do it. And in the research and the work that he's testing, he's trying different techniques of breathing. But one that he describes that works really, really well is called the 2 inhale and 1 exhale method. And when you do it, you want to breathe through the nose and then extend and low and out through the mouth. So you breathe in, and I'm going to do this this with you so that you can experience it, and then out through the mouth. So it's based on sighing, actually, and the whole like that sigh concept. And what you want to do is go. So try that with me right now. And what he indicates is that this type of breathing really starts to engage the diaphragm and really starts to engage movement in our body. And lots of research, anybody who has taken work in meditation, who has taken work and learned different breathing techniques, right? There's Wim Hof out there, there is box breathing out there. All of these different techniques are designed for us consciously to get our breathing in line, to get our body connected with our breath, because the breath has a huge power to relax us, to make us feel better in relation. And it starts to get us out of this fight or flight mode by engaging breathing, engaging that parasympathetic nervous system, and engaging the floor or not your pelvic floor, sorry, but your diaphragm, to get movement. It also increases the amount of air into your system. And Huberman and Spiegel are both utilizing these techniques in different ways. And as somebody trained in hypnosis, one of the things that I'm constantly trying to do is work to help my clients get into that relaxed state when they go into the work that they're doing. And when they're relaxed, oh my gosh, it is so much easier for them to do. So the inhale breath twice, the extended exhale is one process. The other thing that humans is that they're testing is box breathing. And so if you've never signed up for my 60 seconds to boost your self-esteem, a lot of these different things that we're going through are in that process, and it teaches you the art of box breathing, which is breathe in for a count. For me, I do it for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. And this just slows us down. It just causes that reaction to relax, to feel good, so that you can gain control of what is going on and start to become awareness. So get that breathing going, pay attention, take those few minutes just to relax. And if you're sitting in a meeting or a place that makes you nervous, right? If you're not the one presenting or not the one talking, take a moment and just silently breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out, hold. And this technique of just breathing, relaxing yourself, calming yourself in that meeting, in that conversation, gives you a chance to kind of regroup and reconnect so that you can continue to present yourself and start to become aware of what's actually going on. Great work. You're doing awesome right at the moment. So now let's move into C. So C stands for carriage or posture, and how we hold ourselves and how we present ourselves, because body language is huge, makes a big difference. Now, there has been lots of hype around the concept of power posing, which is this type of pose, or this forward kind of hands on the table type pose. And here's the problem, especially women. When we do this, we come across as aggressive. And the point of this research study was actually to see how much testosterone we produce, which I don't know. As a woman, my goal is not actually to create more testosterone. My goal is not to create more masculinity. Because when you walk into a room, especially if you're walking into a room of men, when you come across as very strong masculine and you are a woman, they're expecting that balance of femininity. And we can all sit and go, oh, that should not be the case. That should not be heard of. I should be allowed to be aggressive. The reality is, if you want to succeed in communicating, if you want to see and show that you're confident, we need to start looking at where that language comes from. But the reality is, when we come in relaxed in our confident and feminine stance, and when we come in where our head is held high, where our shoulders are relaxed, where we are in a more open posture, we are more welcoming. We are more inviting in. And you can still show up, make your point, give your ideas forward without coming across as aggressive and forceful in those ideas. Because what happens is that may shut the other people down. They may put up those walls. And the point of communication is to ensure that the other person is in an equal playing balance as you, is in this equality. When you have confidence, your goal is not to overpower someone, but it is to inspire. It is to engage. It is to elevate them as well in the process. So when you show up, I recommend actually practicing yoga poses. So taking some work in yoga poses, and as somebody who trains in ballroom dance, you look more confident if you can portray a very upright position. If you can come in where your spine is strong and elongated, where you can come in and your shoulders are down and relaxed, and your face is lit up with energy. When you can come in and your body resembles an open conversation and not this kind of cross sitting back looking stern, like you're the mom looking at the parent kids who are doing this like bad thing. You want to come in open. You want to come in inviting others to have to have that conversation with you, because when you are actually confident, when you show up and radiate confident, you invite others into the conversation. You invite people to want to connect with you, to want to work with you. So I encourage you to think about your posture, to think about, is my posture relaxed? Is my posture open? Is my posture inviting, so that the other people that I'm communicating with, whether it be your kids, whether it be your spouse or partner, whether it be the CEO of your company, is it inviting? Is it encouraging and exciting others to want to work with you, that they feel safe in your presence? And your posture has a huge amount of perspective to deal with that. Next is the letter D, and D is for delivery. And so when I'm talking about delivery, I'm going to go back to the start. So I indicated that anywhere from 80 to 90% of your communication is in body language. Only like 3% to maybe 10 or even at the most 20% is related to the words that you say. So we put a lot of value in our words, but we need to spend more time thinking about our delivery. And as somebody who's training and studying to be a trainer in the process communication model, they actually talk about two different areas. One is tone and one is gesture, as being aware of what that is. So tone is really the sound that we create, right? Does it come across as aggressive and forceful? Does it come across as soft and gentle and maybe weak? Or does it come across as neutral and confident? Does it come across as calm, like smooth waters? Does it come across as excited and joyful? Whatever those tones are, you need to realize that the tones that you're using need to be related to the people that you're talking to. So when you want to come across as confident, you need to be able to adjust your tone. You need to be able to adjust your gestures to what the other person is connecting with. What is that they are perceiving from you? And it's like, oh gosh, that sounds like a lot of work. One of the easiest ways to do that, though, is a technique known as mirroring. And especially this is really important if you're working with somebody who they are in a state of distress and you want to help move them out, and you want to avoid getting yourself into a state of distress with them. Mirroring techniques are really, really great to start to be able to connect tone and gesture. So in mirroring techniques, things could be in relation to body position. So say, and I know I just said carriage is really important, but say the person is closed, say that they're like this and their head is down. Start your posture like this. Then start to work on breathing. So if they're breathing quickly, start to breathe quickly with them. As you start to control your breath because you're learning how to do that. You're managing controlling your breath. As you start to slow your breath down, you'll actually start to slow their breath down. If they are speaking loud and agitated, as you start to speak loud and agitated and consciously slow the conversation down and slow the tone down, they will start to mimic you. And if they start in a cross position and they're really tight and tense, and you've worked through the breathing, you've worked through the conversation, then slowly start to relax your body. And the more you can start to relax and pull back into that confident way, into that method to help feeling great around the person and start to portray that confidence and radiate that confidence out, you'll actually start to have them move with you. Now, in the process communication model, which was developed by Dr. Kaler, T.B. Kaler, and I will tell you, I wish if there was anything that I would have loved to have learned in my first years of my career, this is it. But what he indicates is that there are different communication styles depending on the 6 different personality structures that we work with. And as humans, we have the ability to move up and down these different personality styles. And so when we're connecting with people, when we're like reaching out and having conversation with people, you want to be able to start to recognize these communication styles. What is it that they do? And how can I mirror and start to connect with them on those tones, on those gestures that they're using? So are they somebody who's like maybe laissez-faire and they just sit back and relax? And sometimes that may be irritating for you, but it is your role to learn to sit back and relax with them. Maybe they are somebody who is so excitable, right? They're like a kid on Christmas Day all of the time. Then that requires you to potentially build your energy to be able to connect with them, to be able to relate with them, to be able to share with them what it is that you are getting from them. So being aware of it and then starting to mimic their tones, their gestures, not necessarily in a comical way, but just in a subtle way, shows that you have the confidence to be able to relate to them, to be able to present to them in a way that they want to receive information from you. And so I really encourage you to pay a lot of attention to the people that you're connecting with, the people that you are relating to, because the more you do that, the better you will get at being able to come across as confident and start to build your confidence in yourself. It is not about you. It is about them when you're trying to connect, when you're trying to relate. Okay, the last area of topic is E for energy on our ABCs. So the question is, how is your energy? And I want you to think right at the moment, how's your energy today? Because energy does have a lot to do with how we radiate confidence and how our body language shows up. And so if last night, for example, you didn't sleep well, so maybe you're a new mom and you've got a little one and they are keeping you awake all night. Or if you're like one of my good friends, her husband snores a lot, right? And that like, she doesn't get good sleep. Sleep has an impact, right, on our energy level. Maybe you got like a text message from somebody who's indicating that they're that they had like something go wrong, and it's caused you to be startled and pull back in your energy. Maybe you need to get this idea across. And so now you're energetic, you're frenzy, you're in a passion, and your energy is projecting so much that it's like, whoo, you stop to look calm, collected, and confident. When you start to become aware of your energy in the moment, what is it, the energy that you're bringing into the interaction with someone? you start to recognize how much confidence you have. You start to recognize, are you radiating confidence or are you not radiating confidence? And so paying attention to our energy levels, paying attention to how we relate to others, how we connect really is incredible. And showing up. If I showed up in this session and I was like, okay, here is what it is. Um, I think this is what you want. Um, yeah, that's a good idea. Right? Do I come across as confident? No, I don't come across as confident at all. But because I'm trying to inspire you, I'm trying to create relationship with you, right? I am coming up fully present. I'm coming up and I'm bringing the energy with me to share my enthusiasm, to share my excitement, to be able to relate to you depending on what it is. And so being aware of your energy, being aware, am I in the state to be successful right at the moment? Or am I in a state where I'm like, this is exhausting and I am not able to present myself really well? Be aware of that. And you know what? If you are having a low energy day, if you are like struggling from an energy, you can feel the emotions, goes back to that letter A that I talked about at the top, right? Awareness. Energy is a state of awareness that we need to have. And the more we are aware of our energy, the more we can recognize what is the energy that I need to bring into the situation that I want to share with you, the better it is at being able to radiate the confidence that you need in your day, that you need to show up with. So, those are the ABCs of my Elevate formula around how to radiate confidence. And I'm just going to take a moment just to go back through in case you're connecting in. But A stands for awareness, being aware of our body, being aware of the stress and emotions that are currently going on in our body because they will trigger before our mind even recognizes it, or it could be a subconscious pattern. B is breathing. So paying attention to your breathing, learning how to breathe in a relaxed pattern, learning how to use breath techniques to calm the sympathetic, engage the parasympathetic system and cause you to go from fight and flight or freeze into a relaxed, confident mode. C is for courage. So this is about your body posture and how it is. Is it relaxed? Is it aggressive? Or is it like submissive and held back? Paying attention to your courage. D is delivery. What are the tones, the gestures, the words? How are you able to utilize those parts of your body language in relation to what it is that you're trying to share? And E is your energy level. Do you have energy today, or are you sucked back because you were out late last night, or because something sad is just going on in your life and it's just not a great time for you to be confident? Whatever it is, being aware of these 5 principles around the body helps you radiate confidence, because confidence is something that others see. And when you walk into a room, I want you to elevate yourself. I want you to think about going through the ABCs and just ticking your way down. Take like 60 seconds before you walk in that room and go, okay, do I have the energy? Is my posture in good space? Am I breathing in a calm and relaxed space? Is there anything that I should be aware of that's tension in my body? And am I able to deliver in a tone and using gestures that are related to the people that I'm connecting with? So I hope that was helpful. If it was, and you know of somebody who could do with learning to radiate more confidence in their life, then feel free to share this message with them. We want to be able to spread that confidence is something that we can all have, that we can all enjoy in life, and that when we have confidence, that we have this right to be successful. When you have confidence, you get to start to enjoy the fruits of your efforts. When you have confidence, you can flourish in both life and your career. And we all deserve to have an abundance of confidence in our day and show up so that we can live the best life that we want. I am Nancy Michelle, and I am so grateful that you have taken the time to be with me today. If this was great, please subscribe. I'm coming live every week on Wednesdays at noon, except for on vacations. But I will be here if you are here and continue to show up, because I am here to help you gain more confidence in your life. I also want to share with you a couple free options of how to work with me, how to get more information on this activity. It will be in the show notes below these links, but there are two opportunities. One is sign up for my 60 seconds to boost your self-esteem. This is a 5-day mini series videos that teach you each day how to build that 60-second practice. It relates a lot to the conversation that we had today, but it will help prepare you to be calm, to be relaxed, to be able to show up, whether it is you are sitting in the car driving and your kids are yelling in the background and you need 60 seconds, or you are in a board meeting or standing on stage and you just want to prepare yourself for that conversation. So sign up for that, 100% free, enjoy it. If you want to experience what it's like to coach with me, I'm offering free opportunities for coaching, and we can go through one little block that is holding you back. So this is a 30-minute laser coaching. It will get you into action. This morning, I read an email from one of my clients, and he's like, I can't believe how much since working with you that I am getting things done. I am more motivated and excited than I have ever been. And, if you want to move into that motivation and excitement, sign up for laser coaching. It's 100% free. And it gives you a chance to move forward and take action immediately to live the life that you want to live. I want you to flourish in your life. And I am here to offer my service to help you achieve that goal. Cheers and have a fantastic day.